Paisan.
Oh,
hey,
Mano.
Oh. It's the right stuff.
Hey, it's the right fucking stuff.
It's respect.
It's the respect stuff.
It's earning.
Yes.
Welcome back to Sopranos, Prima, Volta. Welcome, everybody. Sam Roberts here. Ian Fidance here. For me, I've watched the show many, many times. Sopranos is, in my opinion, the greatest television show that's ever existed. And I've tested my theory.
Got your back on that opinion.
Over and over again. However, for you, you're just coming to this conclusion right now because it is your Prima Volta. Your first time watching the series.
And I got to tell you, I am just soaking everything up like a sponge.
Hey, He said he's soaking it up like a sponge.
Hey, I'm making puns over here, you fuck.
Well, look. We got a big one to talk about. This is on. I feel like today's episode that we're going over is an episode. It was like you were kind of waiting 6 episodes into season 5,
dude,
and you've been sitting there, and you're like, "What is the deal with Tony B? What is the deal with Tony B?" Well, I think,
bro, I have not wanted a character to succeed more in an innocent, hopeful way than Tony Blundetto in this series.
I love it because we're going back to original Ian, right? Like, like this is
he's a good guy.
This is before, original sin.
Yeah,
this is you've been. If you go back to the original few episodes of this show,
few seasons,
I
was rooting, tooting, wanting them to be scooting to good guy territory.
And when I said they're bad people, you were offended.
Yeah, I defended murder. Multiple times.
You said that if you murder for your friend,
it's
a good quality.
It is.
And you stand by that.
Yes, but some of these murders weren't for friends.
No.
They were bad murders.
They had nothing to do with
friendship.
No
good murders.
No. Some of them were just over a pet horse.
Yeah. And, I've exhausted my defense fund of defending these sociopathic animals.
But you had a little money left for Tony B, for Tony Blundetto, and he got out. We're on season 5, episode 6, by the way, which is called Sentimental Education.
I honestly feel like I may cry right now thinking about what happened.
I mean, he's out of jail. He says, "I want to go straight."
And he's working hard like a Korean.
He's trying to get a massage license.
He's an Italian Korean. And
is that like a Delaware Italian?
Yeah. Just like Kim. And I love when people root for people that work hard and like are underdogs. And this guy's got the cards stacked up against him. He could take the easy route.
He was like, if any Sopranos character was ska. It would be the first 6 episodes or 5 episodes of Tony B. Right? Fighting from the underground, the best of intentions. Just wanna have a place for everybody in this world.
Making people laugh, except for when he goes, "Boy, are you fat?"
Well, yeah, I mean that's when it's like it's a little too much with the reggae influence.
Yeah. But I mean, like, dude, this guy was ska as fuck. And he made me feel ska because it made me feel happy rooting for him. He could go the route of being, a criminal again. He wants to go straight, but he's got the allegiance to his family, so he keeps them in his life. And, dude, I'm really noticing a theme in this show that
people equal shit.
Oh, God, Slipknot, I hear you. I hear you. I see you. I validate you. And gambling is a motherfucker.
Oof. Gambling will get you.
Okay, should we get into Blundetto or Carm? Because those are the two main things. And I think if I go into Blundetto territory right now, it's going to put me in a negative mood to dissect Carm. So let's just start with Carm.
Okay, we'll start with Carm. I think that's a really, really smart and very self-aware
Thank you.
Observation. Carmela's fucking the guidance counselor.
And Tony thinks he's a fag, which is the funniest thing. She goes, is everybody gay to you? Maybe you got a secret. He's like, I forget. Which one is blowing the other one?
Well, we find out that, yes, Carmela is, she's got a relationship going with AJ's guidance counselor. I think that we all saw that coming as a possibility.
Totally.
But now it's confirmed.
Yes.
I don't know if this was ever stated, but are we under the assumption that this is the first possibly person that Carmela has been with biblically that's not Tony? She said
it
that.
It is, yes. And Carm has dipped her toes with Father and Tintola, the painter, and each time
Vic.
Vic.
Handsome, thick
God,
Vic.
What a thick Vic. THICCVICC.
And he's a good guy. He didn't even go back. He didn't even go
because
back.
He
even
didn't want to do anything with
he
the
knew
marriage.
He could use thick Vic, if you know what I'm saying.
But you know what's funny about this is that the principal doesn't care about Tony. And the line that got me is, when is... what's he say about, like, he's got to move on with his life? And she goes, it's not his life I'm worried about.
I love that. Love that.
Wow. And this guy goes, you know what? Call me Hillary Clinton because she persisted. And I'm going to do what I can to get that.
I also think that, like, when you come from outside of the mafia, neither one of us can relate coming from the outside. We're on the inside. Mm-hmm. But I think, you want to believe that it's not real. Well, right? It's all like, oh, okay. Like he lives in this adult world where he puts on a suit and he goes to work and people respect him because of his title.
And he brings up books.
And so and nobody calls him an asshole,
Yeah.
And so he probably thinks that all this, like, getting roughed up stuff is all in the movies. It's all David Chase television shows. He doesn't realize he's skating on thin ice, Buster.
This is such an allegory for where we're at now with, like, just a disconnect between college-educated elitist liberals not believing just, like, the gravity of situations in cities with, like, crime and all this stuff. And, like, well, it's not. It couldn't possibly be like this. And they're not going to believe it until the gun is to the back of their head.
Was this Prima Volta or Real Time with Bill Maher?
Hey, new rule.
Yeah. Hey, I thought we were going full woke. We talked about this.
Sorry,
man.
My bad. New rule. Keep the conservative talk to fucking my diary. No, but it is interesting.
No, but you're
There's
right.
A disconnect
there is a disconnect.
Where, like, you're almost too smart to be in touch with reality.
100%. He's in his bubble.
Yeah, in a bubble, legitimately. And it is funny because I'm in the West Village every night. And it's so funny to slowly see NYU students get a dose of reality where they're like, things are great. I'm in the city. And then there's a, homeless guy that's like, well, can I get money for Jesus? And they're like, no. And he's like, you should go to hell. Like, what?
Yeah, they're all Meadows' college roommate.
Yeah.
Seeing the lady with the newspaper.
Yeah, dude. It is so funny.
Yeah.
And that's what this guy is. He's like, and dude, when I was teaching, I used to carry a bandana around because I sweat. And one of my students was like, Mr. Fidance, you got to throw that out. I go, why? And they're like, because if the Crips see that red bandana, they're going to beat the shit out of you on the street. And I go, no, I'm a teacher. It's okay. And they're like, they don't care. And this guy is like, well, certainly this wouldn't look good on the college advisory board. And Carm's like, you're going to get murdered.
Yeah, it's a whole different deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, your power ends. I mean, it's like, depending on what neighborhood you're in, it's like when an executive or a CEO of a company try to bring that energy home with them. Right. And try to bring that energy into the neighborhood, like telling you you're putting your garbage out too early. It's like, mind your own fucking business, pal. We're at the boardroom now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, also, it's Christopher did it too. When he went to the ghetto to get heroin,
yes.
He couldn't believe he was getting robbed. He's like, you're fucking with, like, you're not living in reality. Like, people don't care. People are shit. And I try not to live by that, but time and time again, it's proven that
especially on this show, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
No.
So,
but it is, I will say it is interesting that, like, in this episode, you truly see just how dumb Carm is.
Yeah.
With like, you know, and especially when she sees his book in the bathroom, talks about it, and then goes to Father Intantola and he corrects how she says the name.
The Father Intantola scene is one of my favorite scenes.
Oh, which one?
When she's explaining that this relationship or whatever.
And they're eating.
And he's clearly jealous, right? Because like he's trying to act like, well, she shouldn't be doing that. There's this immoral thing. But it's really because he got called out on his bullshit years ago by Carmela, talking about flirting with sexuality.
And
I love that came back.
Totally. Not only did that come back, but the subtlety of the food came back. Because there are certain shots of him about to take a bite when they're talking. And then and Carm brings up a good point too of like, why am I in trouble? Why is it me? He can do this and that. And God is punishing me. And like, didn't God put this here for me? Didn't God put the temptation? Didn't God give me these feelings? And then Father Intantola has the last word. And it's this beautiful shot of him about to be fed. And the waiter comes, he says his line and the food's in front of him. And he's just looking. And the waiter comes over and goes, Monsignor? And he's cracking the pepper. And he just is letting it happen, knowing he's about to eat this meal, which is his sexual kind of tie-in to his power.
Yeah, and that power is showcased, but at the same, like, so we're witnessing, you got Father Intantola, who's got this power with the church. You've got Tony, who's got this power in his ability to murder people.
Yeah.
You've got this Cable, who's got the power over my arm, doesn't let me move. And then you've got this guidance counselor, who's got the power of
AJ's life.
Right, of college and everything like that.
And it seems as if Carm is stuck in the middle of, again, no power, getting fucked over, and being kind of just like this ragdoll tossed around while these other men are dominating her fate in a way.
Yeah. Now, when they break up and the guidance counselor says that she's manipulating him.
Oh, my God.
With her sex.
Oh, my God.
Manipulating him with her sex.
Appeal.
Is there any truth to it first?
Yes. Yes. What? Of course. She's laying in bed. She's like, I can't fuck tonight. AJ, you know, is the Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? She's like, what about Union College? And he's like, what? And good on him for calling her out and saying that. And I love how multiple times in this episode, the idea of anti-Italian... Multisanti's times in this episode, the idea of anti-Italian discrimination comes up.
Yeah.
Like, when he goes to that teacher, and he's like, is this because of his background? And then Carm, initially in the first meeting, is like, well, I think I know what's happening here. A father in this type of business and being Italian. And it's like, no one lives in reality.
Which is great because at the time of all these episodes... When The Sopranos was on television, they caught a lot of shit from anti-Italian leagues, from defamation groups and stuff that said they were portraying negative stereotypes. So I feel like throughout the series, David Chase is making people who bring up that look like assholes because he's making the people who are criticizing his show look like assholes.
Yes,
you know?
I like that.
Now, I also think, though, that there is an unacknowledged thing. Like, when I watch 90 Day Fiancé, right? And I see, like, these super hot chicks. Super awkward dudes, right? And these super awkward dudes are being taken for a ride.
Totally.
And it's obvious, right? And the kind of narrative is, oh, these poor guys are being taken advantage of through sexuality. They're being manipulated. But 10 times out of 10, these guys are using their position of, I can get you into America. I'm making you think that maybe I have more money than you think that I do. Like, they're using their spot to also manipulate their way into having a girlfriend or fiance that they should not have.
Totally.
Don't you think that there's manipulation going on the other side with this guidance counselor? Like, he is clearly not with his intellectual equal.
No, and at the same time, he's like, well, we couldn't discuss Madame Bovary over the phone. It's like, you couldn't? Yeah. You couldn't talk to this cinder block head of a woman about Madame Bovary over the phone?
Maybe Tony was right. Maybe Tony was right.
Yeah. And like, dude, he's manipulating her.
Yes.
And, you know, it is funny, though, how he is like, how dare you? You're a user. When he's like clearly like under her spell. And Father Intitola brings up a thing during confession, which I also thought was hilarious of like, what are we doing? You're acting pious and holy in this confession space when he knows it's Carm.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just like the facade of religion, again, is just like such a fucking bullshit thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
it really is interesting that as you're like there's everything. It's like when you look at the meetings that Tony has with his guys, and we've talked about it here, how you're like, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
They're not saying anything.
Yeah.
You go into either whether it's with Father Intantola and Carm, or whether it's Carm and this guy that she's having sex with, still all the communication and everything we're taking away is everything that's not being said.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally. Without a doubt. And also, I thought she got off easy where Father Intantola was like, do something nice for Tony. I can't. Pray for Tony. Keep him, pray for Tony's heart and pray for your heart as well. I was like, well, that's pretty fucking easy. You know, especially in a way, as someone who is jealous, you would think he would take the punishment into his hands and punish her more and make her do something. But I thought that was interesting that he was just like, that was a moment. It's almost like in the confessional box, he is like, okay, this is serious. This is religion.
I can't be that guy in the confessional.
Yeah. Which I thought was weird because it's like, why are we putting on airs? It's Father and Tintola and fucking Carm. Like, you know.
But the ceremonial nature of it all.
It's like the only time you see him be like, okay, I'm a man of the Lord is at like funerals or in the specific realm of, like when he's praying at a funeral, but then at the after thing he's like, I'm Father and Told, the piece of shit. In the confessional box, I am a man of the Lord, but at dinner I'm just a fucking scumbag, you know. So that's interesting, that like line he draws.
How did you feel seeing another man bed Carmela?
I mean, I just can't imagine what it would be like fucking, you know, all pent up Carm. I can't believe we saw her kind of naked.
Yeah?
You know?
Kind of.
Yeah, in the bathroom. But also, like, I wonder what her dirty talk would be. Like, oh.
Did you just call me Furio? She does have the weird pent up, almost like high school sexuality
She
about
is
her.
Stunted,
Where she's, yes,
it seems.
Stunted.
You know? Especially in, like, her viewing of things in this virginal, religious, like, almost like she's stuck in the mentality of right before you have your first Holy Communion.
Yes.
You know?
So last week or last episode, we witnessed Tony and Carm coming together for the first time to go to that fake dinner with Christopher and
that's
Adriana.
when Carm was like, I'm a real one. I'm just going to put on airs for this.
Yeah.
You piece of shit.
But for a second, it's like, oh, maybe this is what they needed. And maybe they'll find their way back to one another. One episode later,
that's what I thought.
Carm is getting unsopranoed.
But at the same time, she like goes and gets a handgun and puts it under her pillow. Like, what? Come on. Carm. Is that really necessary? It's pretty dramatic. You know? And also, AJ, colossal piece of shit.
Why do you say that?
I mean, just like, first of all, threatened to call the authorities on his father. You fucking rat. Second of all,
you know what we do to rats around here.
Yeah.
Mommy!
Yeah. Good morning, rat. I do love Tony's fathering tactic of like dumping the cereal out and be like, well, now you got nothing. And fucking AJ's like, this is abuse. You guys cuss all the time and I can't. She's like, it's my house. And it is sad that AJ's just in the shuffle and he's just like wanting to fucking have some sort of bond that is just not there.
Well, it's also that like younger kid thing where it's almost like Tony and Carm have given up on being parents. They're kind of like when you first start being a parent, that's what and who you are, right? When Meadow was born, they probably become like, okay, we're parents. That's what we do. And now that Meadow is like an adult, she's in college.
Not only is she an adult, she's a shining star example of
fantastic.
What an adult should be.
Right. It's almost like they've decided, like, okay, we can go back to being people now. And AJ's like,
I still need a parent.
I'm not done.
Yeah,
I'm not finished here.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's hope for the future of Carm and Tony's relationship? Or
I don't know. I mean, a thing of like, sometimes like, friends have told me that when they've like stepped out, it's made them appreciate their like wife more or whatever, like put things into perspective. So I don't know if like, and also again, Carm is getting this good time feeling from this guy, but her objective, I think, is to be Forrest Gump's mom in the beginning of Forrest Gump. Your mom sure loves you, boy. Like, I really think that that's her underlying objective. Yes, she needed to get jammed out. Yes, she needed to be like treated better. She hadn't had that in a while, but that's fleeting. Ultimately, her goal is to use her thing to get AJ in a better place. And she also was trying to write his paper, like, which is like insulting in a way, because they're like, this is like, I thought her ears perked up. Did she help him with his Animal Farm paper?
I think maybe. I think so.
Because when he was like, and then the Animal Farm paper was just done too well, and she was like, really?
Yeah. So Tony B is working at the laundromat.
Oh, God.
Working hard.
Hard, busting his ass.
Yeah.
Getting clean money from Kim.
I
love when he goes to the office. They're like, why don't you ask me for money? It's like, because it's been shown every time that that's a bad idea.
What, am I a toxic person?
Yeah. And then he's like, think about it. The piss hole, the puss hole, and the asshole, all within a 2-inch radius. The body's disgusting. And Vito's like, all bring pleasure.
Yeah.
Which I know the thing about Vito, people have said that to me before, so it's funny kind of knowing what he is and him saying that.
He likes pleasures.
All I know is that he's, I guess, like gay. I don't want to know anything else about it.
Okay.
I don't want to know.
No commentatories. Commentatories. Don't leave it in the commentatories.
But it's hard. The two things that are hardest to not know in the show is
dick.
Like it's like the ending at the restaurant with "Don't Stop Believing" and that Vito is like gay.
That's your stuff. You're like, I gotta get resolution on this Vito thing.
Well, those are the two things I know.
Yeah.
In the series, I don't know about anything else.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, the Vito thing. Well, I mean, we'll get there. But
okay.
Tony B is working. Just trying to get ahead, and he impresses Mr. Kim. Mr. Kim says, I thought I couldn't trust you. I was wrong. I see you're studying. You're trying to get that massage therapist license. Very difficult thing to get.
My leg's covered in Neosporin.
Right. Why don't we go into business together? He says to him.
Well, a part of me is like, wait a minute. What is his play on this?
Well, he's probably going to make a little profit ski on the business.
Yeah. But also, I think it's nice. He's kind of taking Tony under his wing.
Yeah, he sees him maybe he sees him as his own Korean Italian son.
Yes. Isn't that what we all want? To have an Italian Korean son and be seen as one?
Yeah.
And it's I think this is the first episode that we see Tony's kids, or he's like an actual father to them.
Did we see them swimming in the pool earlier this season? Maybe like when he first got out, or no?
I don't know. I don't remember, but I do know in
this
the
was
shop,
certainly
he like, that's such a dad thing of
with
being
the Game
like,
Boys.
Well, yeah, but at the same time being like, hey, maybe one day you'll work for your pops. Doesn't that sound fun?
Yeah.
And they're like, no.
Yeah. Well, okay. All right.
And also, I thought when Kim's daughter came in, Tony was going to have a new Gumar. But since she's Korean, he'd call it a Gongmar.
That's very good. Let's talk to David Chase. Maybe we can go in and edit some of this stuff back in. I know that you've talked about how your one thing with this show that you don't like is that there are instances where things happen too easily, whether it's people not getting caught or evidence not being found.
Well, what do you fucking know?
Well, sometimes,
Go ahead.
sometimes you will witness. Tell me this has never happened to you. There's a police chase happening as you're on a walk with your wife.
They're not married yet.
And oh yeah, that's right. You're right. You're a lady.
Also, I love their relationship. She's
Beautiful.
his rock. Hey, he's studying. Gets him out of the room.
Yeah.
He loves her. She's a babe. They walk and they're cute together. I like that. I do that with my girl. I like little night walks.
That's nice.
We're teammates. We got each other's backs.
That's nice.
She's with him when he gets his results.
Yes.
He goes, I couldn't have done this alone. Oh,
beautiful.
I love it.
And sometimes you're out on those walks and there's a police chase. That happens. Police chases happen. And in trying to avoid the police, somebody will throw out a plastic bag
full of a fetus.
Which
is what she thought it was. Is it a fetus?
No, a lot of times it'll be full of drugs and $12,000 cash.
Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah.
And
immediately he's trying to work this business out and he immediately goes to, I'm going to buy you a ring. And she goes, no, put it in the business. He's like, it's a learning curve. I got to figure this out. You're right. I got to think like that. And then yet again, the devil is disguised as a dollar bill.
Wow, that's like Justin Timberlake says in that movie about MySpace.
What's he say?
$1 million is cool. You know what's even cooler?
What?
$1 billion.
Oh.
And how do you turn $1 million into $1 billion? Cards.
By blowing up the moon.
Oh, no, I was going to say poker.
Oh.
Poker, playing poker.
Oh,
playing poker, winning poker games. You
also, wasn't that a movie about Facebook?
I thought it was about Friendster.
What movie are you talking about? The Facebook?
It's called Jack, the Story of Twitter.
Nuh-uh. Shut up. What movie are you talking? The only movie I know Justin Timberlake's in is Alpha Dog. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, it's Black Snake Moan. I knew it was.
No, shut up. What movie is it? You're not going to tell me.
No, I'm not going to. No.
Leave it in the commentatories.
Yeah, I think people will probably figure it out.
Is it the Facebook?
It's social network. It's the Facebook movie.
Yeah. I knew it.
No, it's the Facebook.
Oh, the MySpace was a joke.
Yeah, the MySpace was a joke, and the quote was a little bit wrong.
Oh.
For the record, people, if you didn't get it, I'm assuming people will hear that and go like, you fucked it up. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Gotcha. I was getting Roberts.
You got Roberts.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Don't shoot me. Please. Yeah, I know you shoot people now. Were you frustrated at the ease in which he got $12,000? Did you wish that there could have been, or for the story that was told throughout the episode, did it make sense that money came that easily?
What do you mean?
Meaning, the only other way
are falling into his lap.
Right. That if
I didn't think that. I didn't get upset with that.
Okay.
I thought this is cool. Like, I thought good.
And it's almost like
good things happen to good people.
Yes, it almost makes it better in the sense that not only did you have every opportunity, luck was on your side. You had luck. Like you had things just falling into your lap, and still had to go to the high stakes card game. How many people, whether it's sporting goods store guy, whether it's a Hollywood writer, how many people go to a high stakes poker game and fuck everything up for themselves?
And he didn't even go through Vito or Parisi for the suit. He went on his own to get the suit and the shoes to be a baller.
No discount.
You had to be a big shot, didn't you? Had to be ba-doo-ba-dow.
Is there anything better than when he pulls an all-nighter playing poker?
Oh, my God. And then he goes to work at the Met, and then he clocks out to go do the fucking store.
But how great is it?
Oh, when they're
trying to step up the stone stairs in those slick dress shoes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, on top of that, and then you just see... They're like, come on, steak and eggs. Hey, Paulie's like, I'm going to munch and then sleep for 14 hours. And this motherfucker's grinding away. He's going to work for 14 hours. Then he's going to work even more.
And then that's also essential because he starts to resent it.
Yeah.
Even though it's like, dude, that's your choice. Like the reason that these guys play poker all night long is because that's their choice. That would be like if I had a 9 to 5 and I was like, oh, Ian, it must be nice to sleep in. And you're like, well, yeah, because I do stand-up shows late at night.
Friends of mine do that.
But that's the life
where
that
they're
we
like,
chose.
oh, it's not. Oh, what? Did you sleep? Ian's still sleeping, like in the group chat, and I'm like, yeah, because I was out till fucking 3 a.m. working. Like, what? This is my life. Yeah, I'll sleep until like 10 or 11, and then I get my shit done because my outside physical workday doesn't start till late at night.
Right, and then
fuck off.
That would be like you saying, "Oh, 6 p.m. and done for the day, huh?"
Yeah.
Must be nice putting your feet up, watching some tube.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. But I will say, Tony B, take a day off.
Well,
You know,
he
like,
didn't. No.
do you Kim loves you. Do you really got to go in that day? You don't even have the shoes. Take a day off, bud. Mange and sleep for 14 hours.
He wants to have
catch up.
He wants to have his cake, and he wants to eat it too. He wants to believe that he's good enough to do it
Yeah,
all.
and it's expensive cake that costs $12,000.
It costs $12,000. He goes through all the money. He's not sleeping. He's doing everything wrong, and then unfortunately gets real frustrated and kicks the shit out of Kim.
Dude.
Beats him bad.
Why? Like, dude,
I'll tell you why. There's a story. It's about a frog.
Shut up. He's not a scorpion.
And a scorpion.
No. Tony's not a scorpion. Tony B is not a scorpion.
Hey, remember when you insisted to me? You insisted.
Yes.
The scorpion definitely stings the frog on the other side of the river.
That's true.
Because why would he want to spite himself?
That's true.
Right. Why would Tony B kick the shit out of Kim when really it's just going to spite himself?
I don't know.
Because he's a fucking scorpion.
He's a good guy.
No, he's not.
He just snapped.
He was in jail, dude.
And guess what?
What?
Jail turns people into animals, not insects. Okay? So he's a wolf, and the wolf got hungry, angry, lonely, tired. You got to feed the wolf. You got to let the wolf sleep, or else the wolf's going to come out. And this wolf came out on a full moon, and really tore some shit up. He's not a scorpion.
Yes, he is.
He learned his lesson. Can I relay a story?
He joined the mafia.
Yeah, and he's fucking lucky for it. The mafia is a good thing in theory. If the mafia did it my way,
right,
it would still exist today, and the FBI would go, "Good job, fellas."
Hey, thanks for keeping things safe, guys.
And let me tell you, the FBI would tap my phone line to hear the fun talks we have.
These guys are great.
Yeah, they'd play him back with popcorn.
I wish more men could be friends like these men can be friends with each other. Yeah,
yes.
They're just so in touch.
The effing mafia would stand for friendship.
I love that.
Yep.
I love that.
Male attention, friendship is awesome.
That's all true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really true. And let me ask you this. If the mafia were your thing, would you have all boys sleepovers?
All the time. All the fucking time.
Boys, we're sleeping at the Bing.
I love adult sleepovers.
I would love it because you'd send the dancers home.
Yeah.
You'd go, hey, strippers,
Yep.
you all you girls go home.
Yep.
The
And
mafia boys are having a sleepover.
And you got value. Don't worry. See you later. Dude, okay, so I got out of rehab in 2009. I was a carpenter, and I got my job back, and I was carpentering during the day for my company that I worked for, and then I immediately started doing side jobs after work. So I was pulling a Tony B. I was being a company man during the day. I'd leave, I'd go down to like Lower Delaware, and I was tiling this house, and it was beating the shit out of me. I was doing it all day Saturday. I was tiling like a 700 square foot kitchen, dining room, sunroom, huge, doing it all alone, you know. And really, I was just running from myself and everything that was going on. I was keeping myself so busy that I didn't have to like reflect on what had happened. And I got so run down. I got so tired. I got so burnt out. I was working from 8 a.m., 4:30 p.m., 5:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. And then on the weekends, I was doing other jobs. Got so burned out, I passed out at work. I had to be hospitalized. And then like a week or two later, I started drinking again because I was just so run down, ragged. I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't prioritizing myself and my health.
Yep.
and I relate to Tony B. I didn't beat the shit out of anyone.
Well,
I did the thing that was most harmful to me, which was drinking. So I beat the shit out of myself.
Pussy.
Wow.
What?
That's not an F for friendship.
I had a tickle in my throat.
Yeah, and I bet it was another man's cock.
That's not an F for friendship.
Yeah, I know what the F stands for there, pal.
I'm sorry, you want to sleep
And it
over?
ends in a G for go fuck yourself.
Listen.
Yes.
I think you're bringing up a great point. I think you're right. I think Tony Tony B is trying to escape, and that's why he's doing it all. I also think that Tony knows that he's not a masseuse. He's not a 9-to-5 guy. He's not a regular guy.
I think he just snapped.
And it's even worse, I think.
Poor Kim.
It's even worse than your scenario, because it would be like if you got a second job as a bartender, right? And it's like, you can't be around this right now,
right?
You know what I mean? And it's like you just want to be, because you want to convince yourself you're a good person,
yeah,
and you're living the straight life. But he also wants all the bennies
and again,
of being a mafioso.
That gambling, it just sinks its teeth and just rips open this wound for these people that sets them on a path of destruction.
What do you think?
Can I just say real quick? I wonder if anyone in the writer's room or David Chase or anyone had their own life or the lives of someone they knew and cared about affected by like gambling, because gambling is a device in this. I guess their lives in general are gamble.
Yeah.
But I wonder if any of them had their lives affected by gambling, because it seems that gambling is a catalyst for so much in these people's lives.
I would love to ask that question to David Chase in an interview, because it would go one of two ways.
Mm-hmm.
It would either be great and he'd go, yeah, actually, my mother, blah, blah. Or it would go, no, it's a TV show. You know what I mean? And you feel like an asshole. It would go one of two ways for sure. It would either be the best question.
To talk to him.
I did get to talk to him.
I know. Is there a chance you could again? And you could have a little F for friendship Fidance in there?
Like when I had Meadow on.
Yeah, and you didn't tell me.
Oh. Shouldn't have brought that up then.
We'll be right back after this.
So, don't stop believing. Well, what do you think? What do you think the future holds for Tony B?
I mean, here's the thing: Feach LaManna went back to jail.
I told you. Now, okay. Here's a beautiful little Easter egg.
Uh-huh.
At one point in this episode, Christopher brings up a parole officer. He goes, our guy, Eddie Curran.
Also, I love how Christopher is fucking Mr. Shining Star of AA. Of like, you'd use some advice.
Yeah, he's been there for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I love it.
He brings up Eddie Curran. He goes, our guy, Eddie Curran. If you go back, that is the officer that knocked down Feach's door.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So you're like, God, they got him.
God,
they got him. Yeah, that was the guy. Well, so do you think Tony B is going to end up screwing up and going back to jail? Do you think he's going to end up being a great addition to the mafia?
I mean, I honestly, man, I don't even want to talk about it. Like, I don't even want to think about it.
You want him to be a masseuse.
I want him to be a masseuse. I want him to have his own business, and then he sets up a table at Satriali's, gives the guys massages just because they need a break. They got to get, taken care of. These guys work hard, and he helps them be okay with being touched by another man, being okay with getting in touch with themselves. He really becomes an asset to the, emotional side of the mafia that these guys desperately crave.
A masculine touch can be a very soothing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
it's true.
I don't know. I believe you.
You want me to show you?
No, I don't want to do sleepover anymore.
Anymore? So you wanted to, and I blew it. Dude, I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't even want to think about. I'm so upset. Truly, I woke my Carm up. She was in bed. I was on the couch watching this, and when it happened, I went no, and I had to get up. I screamed at the TV, and I had to leave. It was truly heartbreaking.
He's kind of like, there's nothing else for him to do. He's kind of aligned himself with Tony now. Do you think that
it's just a thing of like, again, why are you doing this? Tony, you fucked up Zellman. Why? Tony, you fucked this up. Why? Tony B, why, man? This guy was trying to help you.
Do you think Tony Soprano knew that this is where this was going to go?
No.
You don't think that this is another example? Because clearly he wanted him to do this. You don't think this was another example of Tony just kind of giving it time? And...
How? How could Tony know that he was going to end up assaulting Kim?
Well, not literally assaulting Kim, but he knew, okay, like, he's not going to stay in this straight world.
Well, maybe Kim will be threatened and he'll still work with Tony, but they just don't talk.
You think Tony B might go back to work with...
I hope.
I'm going to try and make you feel better here. I got you a box of Whitmans. Yeah, you need it.
I got the Whitmans. Yeah. Sampler.
Yeah, I mean, I know you always try to... This is like you thinking that whenever anybody gets busted by the FBI, that the FBI will realize how cool they are and they'll just be friends and they won't have to testify.
Yeah.
Like Kim will just be like, oh, well, now I'm scared. So you can
no worries.
You can still, yeah. Do you think he'll let him keep the business, the massage parlor? Or whatever it's called in real life?
I hope. And I hope there's a scene when they have topless work day and his daughter comes in and shows up early.
I think you're writing your own show down.
I think I'm writing a great show. David Chase, call me.
Show's been off the air for like 20 years.
Needs a reboot.
Oh, can you imagine a Sopranos reboot? It would be...
Written by me?
The best.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Who do you get to play Tony?
Wow. John Cena.
Yes! That's a great idea.
Uh-huh.
That would be awesome.
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
John Cena. Mm-hmm. And then who plays Syl?
The Rock.
I was going to say, I mean, if Little Steven... What's the drummer from No Doubt doing?
What?
Little Steven came from the E Street Band to play Syl.
Yes.
Why not the drummer from No Doubt?
Adrian?
If that's his name, I don't know.
That is his name.
What's he doing?
Well, I would say the drummer from 311, Chad Sexton. Also,
go ahead.
Carm, Olivia Munn.
So the new Sopranos are Olivia Munn and John Cena? I would watch that show every week.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? And Meadow, Lucy Liu.
That's great casting. I think that'll work. I think that. Who's AJ?
John Daly.
John Daly. Glad you asked, Sam. Already had that one.
Tell me you're not tuning in every day.
I'm tuning in. It's a daily show.
Daily?
It's like the soap opera, like As the World Turns. Like it's on every day. Yeah. Oh no, that sounds very good. Yeah. That sounds very, very good. That sounds.
Oh my God! No, great. Actually, and you know who Paulie would be?
No,
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's perfect. No, I couldn't think of anybody better.
That would be great.
Yeah, who plays Vito?
Oh my God!
You know who plays Vito?
Who?
Danny DeVito. Perfect,
dude.
Perfect.
Are you kidding me right now?
That's perfect casting.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Get Chase on the line.
What if Danny DeVito plays AJ? Little Danny DeVito showing up going, what, no fucking ziti? You're telling me you wouldn't love that?
Wait, who says no fucking ziti?
AJ did in the first episode.
Of this season?
No, of season 1.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's a very famous line.
I don't remember it.
Just go back. We'll watch season 1 next week here on Sopranos. Secondary Volta. Hey, man.
Hey.
We went through a journey.
I thought you were holding a pizza.
Who wants a slice?
Hey.
Look, we went through quite a journey on this week's episode. I can't wait to see where Tony Blundetto goes from here. Well, actually, I've seen where Tony Blundetto goes from here.
Back to work.
I can't wait for you to see.
I just want him to get married and have a nice life, and then they invite Furio to the wedding and they kill him.
Everybody kills Furio.
Everyone to pile on, kill Furio.
Carmela's just stabbing him and stabbing him. Yeah, fuck that guy, right?
Yeah.
Do you think we're ever going to see him again?
I hope.
What do you hope happens to him?
Casket.
How about Janice?
Wow, who's going to play her?
I know
Rosie O'Donnell.
I know this fat snake pig. You think she could do it?
She's already got the look. Amen, Trump.
Okay.
Oh my God. What if Trump plays Christopher?
It's perfect. Actually. That's perfect. Except he'd be in like he'd be in casting going I think we need more lines for Christopher.
I thought she crawled under for warmth. Christopher, you have a problem. Wrong.
and then we just get what's her name to come back and play Adriana.
Who? Melania?
Drea Di Matteo.
Oh.
Same actress.
Yeah.
So she's like, wait,
perfect.
what?
Perfect.
Well, look, guys, go ahead and leave a commentatory down in the commentatories. Hit like, hit subscribe, make sure your alerts are turned on.
Oh, and also I'm headlining Caroline's on Broadway, New York City, Sunday, July 10th, 7 p.m. Going to be a fucking blast. Cleveland Hilarities, July 22nd, 23rd. Creek in the Cave, American Comedy Company. I'm playing Maine. Zany Chicago, Zany's Nashville. It's going to be the fucking year, Ian.
You know what's right next to Caroline's on Broadway?
Juniors.
That's true. I was going to say the Olive Garden, but Juniors is even better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You should throw a party with the commentatories at Juniors in honor of Uncle June after the Caroline show.
Juniors is my favorite. They have an amazing devil's cheesecake, and I love...
Who makes it? Tony Soprano?
No, it'd be called the Scorpion's Cheesecake.
No, it's Tony Blundetto.
Fuck you.
You're right. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
See you next time.
Check out Ian. Caroline's on Broadway.
July 10th.
We'll see you next time. You know, for me, I will have seen the episode before.
Multi-Voltas.
But for Ian Fidance over here?
Prima Volta. What?
Now I can't say it.
Okay, hold on.
Hold on.
Let's hit rewind. Volta, Prima, Volta, Santa, Volta.
I don't, because you said it.
I just hit the rewind button.
For me, I will have seen the episode.
Multi-Volta.
But for Ian Fidance over here, it'll be his Prima Volta.
You know when you get a hooker, you don't say money, you say roses?
We got it.